Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Jimmy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I just got a really great question I thought I'd expand on a little bit for her and for everyone asking. The question is, I just found this video on focusing the Fuji xt1. I followed all your steps, but when I press to focus on a point, I get multiple small green boxes. How do I go back to just one box? That's a really good question. She's referring to focusing on the xt1, xt2, or xt3. If any of these cameras, or even the xt2 for that matter, or xt1, they're all the same. Actually, does the xt2 have this? I think so, because there was a firmware update. I believe so. The xt1 definitely had zone tracking there and zone focusing. So the single point is the one box. The many points, the many boxes, is zone focusing. All right, so let's go ahead and show you that right now. Before I do that though, make sure your ticker is on S before we begin, and make sure your drive dial here is on S as well. Make sure it's not on movie mode. Focusing on movie mode and focusing on the S is not the same. You won't be able to follow along. So for now, make sure that's on S, especially here. Turn on your camera, and you'll see here I have set up a square, and you'll probably have that as well. It may vary in size. Some of you guys have squares that are very, very small. Let me show you. I'll press this joystick here in the xt2, and I can adjust this down to be very, very small. Now some people think, oh, that's real photography if you can get to be that small in focusing area. I don't know who said that or why people believe that. I used to think that too. That's not true, okay? The smaller it is, the longer it takes a hunt to find something of focusing contrast worthy, and it'll take longer to focus. I'm just letting you guys know that. Okay, so for ease of focusing, what I will do is I will adjust it to be a little bit bigger like that. And you need to find something of contrasting color within that box, and that will result in a much sharper picture a lot faster, a more percentage of the time. There's a lot of reasons why a picture may not be sharp, and that's one of them. They lead to frustration. Anyway, going back to the point here, if I adjust the focusing point by pressing the joystick on the xt2, I can adjust it to be very small, or I can just be a very big single point. Okay. If I go one step further here, I can go into zone, because it has multiple single points inside one square. It's just too big, so now you have multiple squares inside. I'll go even bigger than that, even bigger than that. Now you have a huge zone. I'll half press the shutter button here. Now you see those brackets on the side, those white brackets? Look what happens when I half press the shutter button. I get multiple green boxes. It's trying to find something that's interesting to focus on, something contrasting color, for example, anything that could result in a sharper image. And that's what zone focusing is, multiple single points. Now, for some of you guys are saying, I don't have the xt2, I have the xt2, I have the xt1. How do I do this without the joystick? Good question. When I had the xt1, I would assign this focusing screen to a shortcut, to the down arrow button. I have a video on that somewhere in my catalog. I hope you can find it, or I'll make a new video for you. So if you don't have a shortcut, simply go to the menu. Some people underuse the menu. It's very important to get to know your menu like the back of your hand. Sometimes I recommend don't use shortcuts. Use the menu. Get to know your camera. Press the menu button here with your thumb, and if you have a different camera, it should be somewhat similar. Go to AFMF. This stands for autofocus, manual focus, to adjust focusing, right? That's where we want to go. We're talking about focusing. Press the right arrow here, and you see focus area. Hopefully your camera has this as well somewhere in the menu. Press the right arrow or menu OK, and it goes to that same screen that we were in before. There's no shame in using the menu, and it's totally fine. And then I do that many times too, just to challenge myself, or just because I forget the shortcut at the time, or I'm just so used to the xt1 by chance. So I'll rotate this to go back down to single point. Did you see that flash right there? Make this box a little bigger, just not too small. I wouldn't recommend going that small. There's really no point unless you're doing product photography for some reason. You want something really razor sharp. There's no need. If you're shooting people, street photography, give your camera a little bit of room and a little bit of flexibility to get that shot. Right around there, should be fine. Half press the shutter button, and there you are. You're off to the races. I hope this helps you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.